Okay, we might make a start. As you can see up there, my goal really is tonight to hopefully not jibber-jabber for too long and be out of here within 20 minutes to half an hour. Okay, so we'll see how we go with that. So if you feel like I am talking too much, just please tell me, someone give me the signal and we'll move it on. So what we're going to be doing tonight is we've got a nice little gratitude prayer which Mr. Piers will take us through. It's a really nice reflection prayer on, I suppose, of what has helped develop the college. So we'll start with that. One of the big things with this term is it's such a short term. So we'll spend a bit of time with our term planning and going through some of the clubs and tutorials which are on offer. Then we'll get into the camp. And we'll just make sure everyone is aware of the link that was emailed yesterday, so everyone should be able to have that. And we'll go through a little bit of stuff there. We've got Lauren here as well from the health centre who'll help us with the medical side of things. So I'll do a bit of talking around that, and then you're more than welcome to see Lauren at any stage this evening. Go through some of the communication that we'll do while we're away to get back to you guys. We'll look at a reflection book. I've never done this before. Usually we kind of keep the reflection book, I suppose, as a little bit of a surprise, but this year we are letting everyone know about it to hopefully make the boys a little bit more accountable for it. And then we'll finish off with some questions. So does that sound all right? So hopefully we can be out of here within 20 minutes to half an hour. And then we've got some beautiful cake and tea and coffee outside at the completion. Rightio, Mr. Piers. I did put Mr. Piers on the spot a bit tonight for this, but he's very good at this.
Thanks, Princey. Well, welcome everybody. Bjorn just asked me to speak to you about this. So essentially, when the school opened in 1940, we were run by brothers. There were no lay teachers here. And the brothers often communicated to the bishops about how the school was going. And then in 1950, 1940 plus 50, 1990, for the 50-year Jubilee, Father Noel Milner wrote a book called Dream Come True. It's a cracking book, you can't buy it. We've got a couple of copies in the school that just goes through the history, and this is page 1 of that book. And it's a letter that was written by Bishop Hayes to Brother Gettins. Now, Brother Gettins was in fact the first principal here at the college in 1940. So this is just a little snippet. You can possibly read that. I might just read it to you given the font size. The teachers and scholars at present at St. Brendan's are writing the first chapter in a long story that's yet to be lived. A story we feel for sure many successes in the field of study and sport. A story of great achievements in the public life of the nation and of many victories in the varied occupations of men. This little section's read because Mr. Prince and I think this is really going to link into this camp and this conversation tonight. But above all, the college will be renowned for the fine type of young man it will produce. Men of character and of self-respect, men of fine principle and manly bearing, men who will be a credit to their parents and teachers, and who will be true to God and his church and loyal to their beloved native land. As I mentioned, that's just a little snippet of a lengthy letter, but the whole letter is well and truly worth reading sometime. So our camp that's coming up, that's what we're trying to achieve. Okay, we are a school of boys. We try as best we can to transition from that boy behaviour and that boy mentality into men. And this camp is just one of the many things that we do throughout the college to give the boys the opportunity to step up and be part of what we're talking about here. Okay, to be men of fine character. Okay, to be men who will make our parents and our communities proud. So, with that said, I thank you for being here tonight. I won't talk beyond this. Mr. Prince will go through that agenda. I think he's kidding himself if he thinks he's going to be done in 20 minutes, but we'll see how we go. I'll get the stopwatch going when I sit down. So thank you and welcome.
Okay, so I'm going to start with this, please, because this is one of the challenging things that we have with a lot of our boys turning into young men is developing these good habits that they're going to be able to keep for life and help with their lifelong learning. Look, everyone can go on and you can Google all different study habits and all these different things and they all make a difference. But one of the big things that we're finding that really helps is to help give these guys a few goals and also a bit of a plan. So what we've got, but first of all, before I dive into that, can I please push for everybody to please make sure when your young man comes to school that he does have a pencil case, pens in the pencil case, a calculator, laptop charger and notepads. It's really important. They need it for learning. Okay, so please, before we go on, it's one of the big things, and that's part of the planning as well. And I'm just going to quickly just go back to here. I don't want to chew in, but one of our big things that we've been working a lot on this year, if you have a look, so the theme of the camp is simply be kind, but we do a lot of work with the Resilience Project, and their main push is for us with the resilience is gratitude, empathy, mindfulness, and a big thing there is also discipline. And when I'm talking about discipline, we're not talking about sending your young man to the RTC and things like that. We're talking about him having that self-discipline, being able to have his own routine and be able to stick to it. So, and this is a lot of the things that we'll also be helping work through the camp as well. Now, I've handed out a few sheets. This one, a huge thank you to Miss Tracy Deasy. She put this together for us over the last couple of days. My IT skills are pretty limited, so and Trace makes things look a lot nicer than what I do. Now, saying what's on that sheet, you will find the red one with the Christmas decoration right at the end, which is celebrating the end of the term. Has everyone got that one? So that's a snapshot of all the assessments, bar a couple. Unfortunately, with a few staff being away, we haven't got their assessment summaries in yet. So, but the bulk of the boys' assessment is now on that sheet. The best way that we can help support these guys to get all this work done is by simply planning back from those assessment dates. So, what we do here at school, I try at least every second Monday, we have a year level meeting where I meet with all the boys down in the hall and we go through this planning. Hopefully a lot of you guys have seen these sheets coming home and being used throughout the year. This term, it's extremely important. I think if you count the days, I think we're down to, I don't know, about 25, 26 days I've left for these guys on campus for this year. So we need to be really switched on with this, please. Okay? So the important thing there is to please help them plan. Now, on the other side of the sheet, you'll see your planning sheet, your weekly planning sheet. This is really important. Now, we all know, and I'm not going to stand up here and go on about how important it is for us to all have this balance in our life. It's no good. We don't want to be just having these lads at home doing study the whole time, like 6 hours a day or whatever. That's not realistic. We've got to make sure that whatever we're doing, we're giving them that little bit of balance. You all know your young man that you've got and how much it's no good sending him to his room to be studying. Some people might be all right, but a lot of them, especially if they've got a device, will just get, if you're anything like me, you just get sidetracked, okay? They'll be on Marketplace or whatever they go on to. So making sure, maybe that's me, making sure that you have it somewhere where you are please able to see them and see what they're doing. It's really important, okay? Balancing it out, obviously. The reports have gone out, so you guys now know where some gaps are and where might need a little bit more work this term. So if you could please talk with your sons regarding that and let them know what areas we need to focus a little bit more on. But this is really, like, as you can see, week 6 is a busy week. If we don't do this, and if we don't start it now, what we will get, unfortunately, is a lot of anxiety. These boys will get to week 5, week 4, and they will be going, their heads will start spinning. So we really please need everyone to help support them. So we are live streaming tonight as well. So all the families at home, if you could please be on the phone to your sons in boarding as well and help support them with this, asking them about that. I'll email these documents home as well to all boarders, so then they will have them as well. Okay. Any questions around that? Everyone pretty good? You'll see in that week 6, there's not a huge amount of exams, but there are a lot of assignments. So they will be starting to receive those pieces of assessment, if they haven't already, next week. Then you'll see so then we're away, obviously, week 7. And then when we get back week 8, it's just pretty much tidying up. All right, just a few little bits and pieces there. How am I going? Am I talking too much? All right, we move on. Yep. Right, so camp. Look, I love camp. I think it really, exactly what that prayer was talking about, or that reflection was talking about, it's challenging. It helps get these gentlemen out of their comfort zones. They love it. They have a great time. These boys, they've been really exceptional this year. So we've been meeting every even week as our student action group in H1, and we have a bit of food, and we talk about whoever wants to come was welcome to come, and they help put this program together. So I didn't print out all the programs because they did get emailed today as well, and I did a fair bit of printing today, and yeah, my account bill was just kept on going up. So I thought I didn't end up printing all those out. Okay, but you all will have them now on your device. It's really important, please, if you've got your phones now, I'm more than happy for you to get them out while I'm talking and click on that email and click on that link, and that will take you through. If I see how I go. No. Here we go. So this has everything that you need. Okay, the camp developed this a few years ago, and they've done a really good job with it. So it's got everything from the contact number, if you, for some reason, want to get in contact with us down at the camp. Okay, it's got our departure times when we leave here from on site, which you will see. I've got it 6 o'clock, but we really need to please be rolling out of here by 6:30. Because if you have a look at the program, we've never done this before. We usually get down there and kind of let the boys ease into it. This time, as soon as we get down there, they've been on the bus all day, we're going to bang straight into an activity straight away. So it's really important for us to please be getting away by 6:30. Okay? And it's also got our pickup time, you know, when we'll be getting back, but I'll talk about that a little bit later. So on there, everything's there. A little bit about what makes this camp. These are the two important things, especially this one, your medical and dietary information. The reason why we have only released this link to parents in the last couple of days is a few years ago we thought we'd be really organised, and we got it out, I don't know, Lauren, it was quite early, wasn't it? And we didn't get a slap on the wrist, but the camp we were too organised. They want relevant medical information, like within the month of us departing. So that is the reason why we have just released this to you in the last or yesterday. So then the information that, like, especially around medication, that will be relevant and up to date. Okay. Now, you just click on that and you follow it through. All right. Any questions? Now, I'll quickly go through now, probably just as easy. So we've got Lauren Kaplik over here. So Lauren comes with us on camp. So registered nurse. So she helps. It's amazing having that nurse on site with us. We started doing this about 3 years ago, and it's been amazing. Now, if we have day students here and they have medication. Can that please all go through Lauren? I'll give you Lauren's contact details in a minute. And it's really important for on the day so on the Monday morning, if you've got to see Lauren will be here at about 5:45 in the morning. If we could please, we just don't want people turning up around about 25 past 6 when we're rolling out at 6:30. Oh, can I please have a chat about my child's medication? So if we could please think about that. Any more questions around the website? Everyone's pretty good? Right, let's see if I can go back to the PowerPoint. Okay. Does anyone want to write down Lauren's phone number or email address? You're more than welcome. So this is for when we're at the college. Okay? Please, I'll talk about that when we get back. So I'll just give you, everyone's right with that? Everyone's got a photo if you need it or anything of it? Yep. Okay. Rightio, communication while we're away. Look, I understand, I've been here for 17 years and been doing camps the whole time, and my previous life was doing camps on the Sunshine Coast and things, and it's really been probably in the last 3 years, and previous to that, parents would drop their kids off, they'd go to camp, be it. Don't want to hear from you, no news is good news, we'll see you when you get back. And look, please don't feel I'm being condescending or whatever, but that's obviously changed, okay? So what you will expect each day from us, you please understand that when we're at camp, we don't stop. There's no downtime. You're looking at that program, it is the whole week, from when we get there on the ground to when we pretty much get back to school here, okay? Mr. Pearce, you'll love this job. So he'll make contact once a day with Mrs. Purdy. So a lot of you would have had contact with Mrs. Purdy. So Miss Purdy's been the one who's been corresponding with you all with all your emails, okay? And he'll send through some photos and a little bit of a spiel, and you will get some contact every day, okay? Please, if something does happen, we will be in contact. Any questions around that? Is that okay? Yep. Okay, great. Right. Now, as I said, I haven't... While we're away, do you boys want to come in? I only printed 20 of these out, just for everybody just to have it. Like, you don't need to be taking this away. So this is last year's reflection booklet. Now, what we find, like we go away, we do all these great activities, it's excellent. But where the take-home message from it is when you actually stop with the students and actually reflect on what they got out of that activity. And that is the reason why we do some of these activities. This year we're going to Mount Glory and they're doing abseiling, so there's going to be some challenges there for them. One of it is really being grateful for this opportunity. Being kind to everyone there, making sure that everyone has enough food, everyone has a good night's sleep, everyone is being cared for and looked after. If you're seeing someone who's looking a little bit lonely, going and having that chat to them, making sure that they're involved. Really important. Really important. You'll see in that reflection booklet, and the reason why I am sharing this with you guys tonight is because I really please encourage your son to complete this and to bring it home and to use it as a bit of memorabilia. But you'll notice at the back of it, there's a little area there where they actually get to write a gratitude letter to someone. It's a special time. It's a special moment. Okay, I'm not saying that we're going to be taking these lads and completely breaking them down and then letting them rebuild by any means. But these camps, what it enables us to do is enables us to challenge them in a really controlled, safe environment. And that's why these camps are so great and so unique. Okay? So we're just asking, please, when your young man gets back, if you could please, they will be coming home with these. or similar. This was last year's one that you're seeing now. A couple of little tweaks, a few little bits and pieces will be changing. Right? Questions? Anything around that? Everyone's pretty good? Yep. Right. We've introduced Lauren. I think I've done pretty well. How have I gone? 16. Now, this is another one too that we want to be a little bit strategic about. We understand that camps aren't for everybody. We understand that. But when we sign up, when you've signed your son to come to this, and I'll be honest, like I'm very passionate about this place. Camps are part of what will make your son become a better man, I feel. It's very easy for your son to see this is challenging and not want to go and have a week at home. We're really working hard for this not to please happen. Okay? If there's a reason why, and look, I fully get it. Some people just aren't in the space to go on a camp. That's fine. So we understand that. So this year, we've developed an alternate program that we'll be running from here at the college. So it will be from normal school day. They will be going off site. They'll be doing things. And it's all around what we also do when we're on this camp is that service leadership. Okay? But can you please appreciate, I don't want to be marketing this hugely because really our focus is getting people coming on this camp. Currently, touch wood, and I'm really hoping it stays there, we'll be taking the most boys we've ever taken away on a camp this year. So we're excited about that. And we really please need your help to keep the boys. There is going to be anxiety around that, and please understand there's nothing wrong with that. That's perfectly normal. They're going to something that none of these boys, and one of the reasons why we do go down to Kenilworth is because no one's been there. There's a number of factors. Another factor is there's no camps around here that can take 150 of us. But no one has been to this camp before, so it's new for everyone. All right? A lot of the activities, a lot of them they haven't done. As I said, they help pick these activities. So the lure making, the fishing, the mountain bike riding, the hiking, the abseiling, the stand-up paddleboarding. They do all the cooking. All the food each night comes, and they picked what they want to eat as well. So we understand that also, and please, that certain lads don't like certain things. We help cater for that. We're not going to be letting them go hungry. This camp uses a lot of energy. They're constantly on the go. We need to keep your sons fueled and hydrated. And Lauren does a really good job at that. We've learnt every night now, really important for us to go around with hydrolytes and just to keep everyone up, to keep the headaches out. Headaches. Something we've been finding with these camps is we do get a lot of headaches and things. And what we really think this also comes down to is where we go, there is absolutely no reception. There's a little spot of where the building is, but where we're camping, so it's on a big farm, there's no reception. It's quite interesting watching the students for those first 24 to 48 hours going into this camp, where they have withdrawals from their devices. They have withdrawals from all the lollies and things. And while I'm on that, can you please put yourself in our shoes? Please don't fill your son's bag with lollies for the bus trip down. It's crazy sometimes. Okay, it's just that they get fed very well while we're away. They don't, and that's not what we're about. We really encourage them to help healthy eating, drinking lots of water. That's what we're after here. So probably get a question from the boys regarding mobile phones. You won't need your mobile phone. We have done it before, where we have allowed mobile phones. Last time, I think we got just outside of Rockhampton, and we already had lads being sick because they're staring down at their phones, getting travel sickness. Okay? The last bit of the drive up to where the camp is, it is a little bit windy, and the same thing was happening there. Okay? So please, no phones need to come. We always end up getting a couple, and that's all right. The battery runs out on them, and it's pretty easy. I just go onto mine, and you can, everyone's phone, you start, just put on your Bluetooth, and okay, hand it in. And that's all right. They can get it back on the Friday, but it just makes our life a lot easier, please, if you don't do that. Okay, if you could please help support us with that. It's just another awkward conversation that's probably not really needed. All right. Any more questions? Anyone? No? We're all pretty good? Please, at any stage, if you have any issues around, so Lauren's here this evening to take any questions as far as the medical stuff goes. Lauren's got a form for you to have, and I think it's also getting emailed, was it, Lauren? Yeah, it was emailed as well. So for any medication that you would like your son to be taking with you, you please need to fill that form out and return that to Lauren, and you'll see that it's a registrar on the back. So it registers, it's all documented when the medication's been taken and given and everything, times and all that sort of thing. Okay? It's a great camp. We love it. The boys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There are some challenging times. But that's what life's about. Getting out of that comfort zone a bit and pushing yourself. Now, I've had a couple of questions from some of the boys regarding what to bring. Oh, sir, can I wear jeans? They say I can't wear jeans. I'm happy for you to wear jeans. But it's going to be no good if you're wearing skin-tight jeans and you're trying to be doing abseiling in them. So just the clothing just need to be, please, a little bit realistic around the activities that we're doing. As far as the spare pair of shoes, the reason why is because we do a number of water activities, and I'm sure you're all aware that your son is under our duty of care, and as a teacher we have that a bit different duty of care than a parent, I suppose. And a lot of the boys say, oh, I'll go camping with my mum and dad. I won't even wear shoes the whole weekend. It's just different. Okay, we need them to please have shoes on the whole time. The focus of the camp, you'll notice by when you look at the program, is every afternoon they set up camp in a group. Every morning they pack up camp. Then they move to a different spot. Usually 3 nights they'll spend on site, and then 1 night they'll spend in the national park. Okay. Groupings. So all the boys will be put into 8 groups. How is this happening? So the Student Action Group, I've never really thought of this idea, they came up with it. So the Student Action Group came up with an idea as far as the groupings go. This Monday, we said after we have this information night, so we'll have our year level meeting on Monday. All the boys who are coming on camp will decide either 1, 2 or 3 or 4, so there's the maximum 4 people who they feel comfortable with. They will then write all those 4 names or 2 names, whatever, they can be in pair up to 4 on a sheet of paper. We will then get that sheet of paper, obviously, and then it goes into a random selector and we make up the groups. Okay, from there. That was their idea, and I think it's great. We've tried PCs, we've tried house groups, we've tried us putting them together, but they know themselves and their friendship groups better than we do. By all means, we will monitor certain things, but please also understand that we're we're all perfectly imperfect, and we're never going to get this perfect. There's always going to be little bits and pieces. So just please ask for a bit of patience with that as well. Okay. Anything else? I've gone over now. No, 1 minute. All right. Pretty much like a huge thank you to the marketing events team to help put this evening together. A huge thank you to Gail Purdy, who's been corresponding with you guys. A huge thank you to the kitchen crew, and also our grade 11 boys going into seniors next year for cooking the barbecue and ushering you all in with your parking and everything. So a big thank you to everyone who's helped kind of bring all this together, and you guys for helping support this. It's over the last few years, we've had some pretty heavy discussions whether we keep these camps going or not. And as a school and a college, we've backed it and said it's important. And that's why, when we go back, especially that second part there, when this place was put together back in 41, that was their mission. And it's great that we're still following this, I feel. Okay. So with that said, I'm hanging around for questions. We're going to go outside, have some cake and tea, and we're going to please all the boys. We'd really like a photo of all you guys around the cake, please. Okay. Is that right, Chantel? Is that where you'd like them, around the cake? But yeah, if anyone's got any questions or if you need any more paperwork, but the big thing, please, is just that planning, helping them get organised before we go is going to be the essence, just to help them with their anxiety and everything else there. Okay? All right.